everyone, it's Misty here. Thank you so much for joining me. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, I do have an update for Project Level Up. If you missed my intro, what are you doing with your life? I'm just kidding. This is a project that was started by Sofie Alexandra, who will be linked in the description box down below. It will be her intro video because she explains it. And I'll give you a brief synopsis and then we'll get into my progress. So how this works, it's basically like Pan those eyeshadows and No Pan Left Behind had a baby. And this is what happened. So there are 5 levels. You can keep going up more than that, or you can start back over at level 1. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to guess I'll probably start back up at level 1. We'll see how we do. So for level 1, you pick a palette. There are several people who are randomizing their palettes. I'm being a bit more strategic than that because I'm trying not to compete with other things that I'm currently painting. This is my first year to paint eyeshadows and I want to be as successful as I can be at it. So I am not randomizing my palettes. But for level 1, you pick a palette, you use each shade one time, you hit pan in one of those shades. Next one is level 2. You pick a new palette, use each shade in that one 2 times, hit pan in 2 shadows. Pick a new palette for level 3, and level 3, 3 times each shadow, and then you hit pan in 3. So on and so forth. And yeah, I didn't think that I would have any kind of progress for this month, and I think I mentioned in my intro that if I had any kind of progress, you would see an update, and if I didn't, you wouldn't. So clearly I do. So for level 1, I brought in this. This is my Profusion Neons palette. I brought this in, number 1, I never used it. And number 2, there's 10 shadows. 9 of them are mattes. And I am working on I'm working on all shimmers and Beauty A to Z eyeshadow. So I wanted something bright and fun and colorful, but also not shimmers. So I brought in this. And I have pan. In this shade right here, this is the shade I wanted to hit pan in, and I did. After 2 uses. Which is so crazy because I've used several of these other shades. I mean, you can see some of them have dips. Like these 2 got a lot of use. And I haven't hit pan on them at all, and I've used them way more times. So yeah, it only took me, wait, was it 2 or 3? It was 3, excuse me, 3 times. 3 times, and I hit pan in this shade. I really enjoy this palette. This is probably one I'm going to go ahead and keep around because it's actually, the mattes are actually pretty good. If you saw that green look that was supposed to be a halo eye, and it got away from me, I was using this palette. I used the blues and the greens, and the green shimmer was in the middle, and I topped it with a glitter. But I really enjoyed this palette. This is probably going to be one of 3 Profusion palettes that are still in my collection. And so yeah, so this is going to stick around because these mattes are pretty good. Are they the best mattes I've ever used in my life? Nah. But I mean, they're really pigmented. And I could probably finish these shadows. Maybe I'll paint this next year. Who knows? But level 1 is complete. So I'm so glad at the same time I brought in level 1, I brought in level 2. So for level 2, I picked the LA Girl Haute Heat palette. This is a very mauve-y kind of warm, well, no, it's mostly cool tones actually. It was just a palette that I knew would work well with the shimmers that I am painting in my Beauty A to Z. And I went ahead and picked 2 shimmers to pan. So we're going to start at the top. This top shade hasn't been used. This one's been used twice. This is Energize. This is Holiday. Staycation is a matte, which was a good way to show you. This matte has been used twice, so that one's done. And this is Heat. It hasn't been used at all. The next row we have Resort. That is new. Sunbathe, which is one of the ones I'm painting. Then let me go ahead and swatch that. So this is Sunbathe, which is a really kind of pretty pinky orange duochrome in a drugstore palette, no less. Is it the most impactful shimmer ever in your life? No, but it's still a really pretty color that does a really pretty flip. So Sunbathe I have used 3 times. Next we have Beach Please, which I haven't touched. And then this one is Vacay. And I've gotten my two uses on that one. Next we have First Class. First Class is actually one that I have my two uses on. If you saw me do that neutral look where I'm wearing like the lacy coral shirt, this is in that look. This is Flame and Voyage. Flame and Voyage I've used one time each. And then this is another one that I'm painting. This is Fiesta. And Fiesta I've used also 3 times. And it's a little bit more of a vibrant orange. So you can see this one, where this one's more of a satin. This is definitely more of a shimmer or metallic. Really, really pretty. And like I said, I've used them both 3 times. And then the last row, I haven't used at all. So I could have used either of these purples today, but this look went a whole other different direction than it was supposed to. So that's level 2. So I asked on my community tab for you to help me vote for, or help me pick level 3. So level 3, again, is going to be a palette that I use each shade 3 times, and I'm going to pan 3 shades. And I asked if you would rather see me do the ice cream palette from Glamlight, or if you'd rather see me do the cake palette from Glamlight. And by like 2%, the ice cream palette won. So this is the ice cream palette from Glamlight. This is what it looks like. It's really pretty pastel. You do have a good bit of neutrals. This would be an everyday palette for me. If I could only use one palette, this would be the one I picked. So I'm going to be painting Black Cherry, which is a matte. Mochi, which is also a matte. And then we're going to do Taro. And Taro is such an interesting shade because look how deep it looks in the pan. And look how not deep it is on my finger. So, let me see if I can do this without, nope, sure can't. Sure can't. Okay, so this is Black Cherry. This is Mochi, and this is Taro. Taro? Is this like the root? Because Taro root is so good. I like it. This is just such an interesting shade because it looked like it would be really, really deep in the pan, but it's such a pretty kind of shifty shade, and it's got some glitter in it. Let me give you a better swatch because that one, Misty, that's bad. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So again, you would think it would be really, really deep in the pan, but it's not, and it has such a pretty pinky kind of shift. There are some purple and silver glitters in it. It's just a really pretty shimmer shade, and I am actually, let me flip you off. I'm actually not painting anything this color, but I think it'll play very, very well with what I have going on in my Beauty A to Z palette. So that's a level 2 and level 3. So hopefully I will see you again in March, because if I haven't made any progress in March, I may or may not film an update. You guys will have to let me know down below what you think about that. That's it. Let me know if you're doing this one and if you are having as much fun as I am. I am now completely stained. Thank goodness this is the last video of the day. But yeah, so my goal for next month is to be able to roll out this. And I think I'll be able to. I don't think these shimmers are quite that deep. And I have a pretty good dip in both of them. They do compete with Firework and Pink Lemonade in my Beauty A to Z palette just a tiny bit. these aren't quite as impactful, so I can put these on, and then if I want it to be a bit more brighter, I can layer them on top, or I can just add a glitter on top and call it a good day. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks again to Sofie for such a fun, absolutely fun project, because I really didn't want to do No Pan Left Behind this year. I want to focus more on putting pans in palettes, and I think this is such a fun way to do it. So if you haven't, I would appreciate it if you consider subscribing. That's it. Leave me a comment letting me know if you're doing this, if you've heard of this, what you think of it, and that's it. I love your faces, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're done. I think we did it. I think we're done. I think we did it. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances. Boo, 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 boo. I really need to show you guys my green frames.